All right, so today we're wearing a shirt. Actually, you know what? All right, fuck it. I just came back from the store. That's why I'm wearing a shirt. Today we're gonna talk about relationships, not just like relationships with women and shit, but relationships in general with your family and friends and everything like that. Relationships are important. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to. I don't want it to come off wrong or anything like that, but relationships are important. That's it. That's a statement. And you are also important. Like, I don't want this to be like a whole entire, because it's tugs and bugs, and I haven't talked about bugs or anything like that. Pero I don't want this to be a mental health channel or anything like that. But it is a subject that I've been thinking about constantly, and I have a lot of things to say about it, I guess. I have a relationship with my family. The relationship with my family is a little bit difficult. It's always been a little bit difficult. Actually, it's been extremely difficult. I don't feel comfortable anymore sharing my relationship partners with my family. I don't think it's a good experience. The reason why is because, I don't know, my family just turns into bullies and they start saying how much of a piece of shit I am. Doesn't make the best impression on a person that you just met, because they're bringing shit up from 20 years ago. So I don't really do that. And it's like, oh, it's from the kindness of a heart, it's from a place of love. But if you're constantly asking them to stop, it's causing a little bit of a distortion. I'm not really like that anymore. Oh, you're just insecure. You have to work on that. See, that is where you cross the line in relationships. That is where it becomes more important to think about your sanity than to think about what the other person is going to feel. And you got to be like, oh, you know what? It is me. I got to mature. I got to do this. Listen, you have to have a level of maturity, but if you're mature enough to sit down with a person and say to that person, I need you to stop that toxic behavior, or I need you to stop that behavior because it upsets me, from there on in is that person's responsibility. It's not that you're a dick about it either. It's not like, oh, I need you to stop breathing heavily next to me because it annoys me. That's being a dick. But if the person is not bringing anything positive to the table and it's actually bringing something negative to the table, you have all the rights to hurt that person's feelings. Now, you don't have the right to come up to that person and say, hey, cunt, I'm going to stop talking to you. But you do have the right to, if there were ever a type of confrontation of like, oh, why aren't you bringing your girlfriends anymore through the house and everything like that? Well, you know, over the past few times, I've told you a bunch of times to stop bringing certain things up that really make me look bad, which you find hilarious for some reason. It's ruining my relationships. So, like, I don't really think it's that funny. So, oh no, from there, you know, you can just, I don't know, you can just do that. You know what I'm saying? So if it turns to that, then you're 100% in the fine. You don't have to really think about like, because I don't want it to be like a rebellious thing either where like, you fucking think that everybody has to comply with your feelings and everybody has to do exactly what you say and how you say it, because otherwise you won't hang out with them. You're being a cock. You're being a dick. You know what I'm saying? But, like, if you know that you're a calm person and have a calm demeanor, and the person you're dealing with does not have that type of reputation, that's an example, fucking go for it. Fucking go for it, man. I'm thinking of a specific person. I'm always thinking about her. We're doing our teas today. Oh, I said today we were going to talk about relationships. That's with family. With friends, there's not really that much attachment. I have a best friend. I've had him we've been best friends for 20 plus years, and to this day we still have days where like he's over there and I'm over here, and that's completely fine. We meet each other 2 or 3 years later and we're good to go. So with friends, I don't really have that much to say. I have a really healthy relationship with my best friend. And with everybody, with every other friend, they just come and go. You know what I'm saying? But with girlfriends and boyfriends, well, I'm bisexual. Well, I'm bi-curious, whatever the fuck that means. I've been with men, like I've been with transsexual, I've been with men and everything like that. So I kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? But so I don't really think it's a sex thing. I don't really think it's like, oh, men are like this and women are like this. Both are like that. I went out with a guy after years and years of being like heavily disappointed, not accepting that it was my fault, being heavily disappointed by women and everything like that. And then I decided to go with a guy, and the guy was way more toxic. So if you think that it's a guy is just like Andrew Tate and shit like that. I like sucking dick, man. I'm no alpha male. Like I don't really take the alpha male thing serious. I don't even know what the fuck that means, to be honest with the alpha delta omega. It's ridiculous. But hold on, because I gotta do this right, because otherwise it's gonna be messed up. Where's my measuring spoons? I always have my measuring spoons. Oh, there they are. Okay, that makes sense. So, my biggest problem from the last relationship, which is the one that I'm going to talk about, was the amount of fucking time that I was in it. That relationship should have ended years ago. Should have ended the first year. It was toxic between both of us. It was toxic on both ways. It was a very unhealthy relationship. But there was a lot of things that were going on with me. I had a lot of mental issues, and I was going through a plateau in life where stop that, get down. Thank you. I went through a lot of I was going through a lot in life. So she came in at a perfect time to make me doubt myself left and fucking right. The problem with that is that she can be her own person, and I have to choose my people. I have to choose who I go out with and everything like that. My family was a huge influence because they kept saying how much of a piece of shit I was and convinced me to stay with her a bunch of fucking time that I didn't need to. This is lavender tea, by the way. We're using lavender tea. Oh shit, you can't see my face. All right, that's what's up. Music. Yeah, you still can't see my face. Fuck me. There you go. Damn. Using lavender tea with butterfly pea flower for antioxidants. Just sprinkle a couple of them there, and it fucking works. And on top of that, hold on. Lavender is really sweet. I like lavender. I got lavender honey too. So the biggest issue about that was that I listened to my oldest sister a little bit way too much. A little bit way too much. I stayed in a relationship that I shouldn't have stayed. I don't know what her reason was to stay in such a toxic relationship. My reason was my sister, my family, my own self-doubt. I can't live without this person. I can't keep changing relationships. I know that I'm the problem. I've been the problem in the past, so I have to be the problem right now. I was never the problem. I gave her everything I promised over and over and over again. The only thing I didn't give her that I promised was the marriage, which, by the way, it's not going to fucking happen if you're not happy with the person that you're with. That promise that I broke wasn't my fault. She moved in with me. I'm moving to North Carolina for a better life, and I told her that years ago. Every single one of my plans have been happening exactly how I've been telling them. So I know that I did right in that relationship. It took me 3 years to realize that. It's not that you're the best person in the whole entire world, but don't think that you're the worst. Don't think that you're less, and don't think that you're going to be alone by yourself for the rest of your life. If you're alone for a couple of years, that's fine. But if you stay with a person just because you're scared of being alone, you're better off being alone, man. I'm telling you. Way better off being alone. Right now, I feel lonely. I masturbate 3 times a day at least, and I feel lonely as shit. But deep inside that loneliness, depression, and anxiety, which we talked about before, I actually do feel content. I do the shaving thing. Today I did a hydration peel-off mask, which I do twice a week. I'm doing my teas, and all of that makes me feel fulfilled and completed. Just know that if you're depending on one person, or if you're scared of being alone or anything like that, it's all in your head. It's like quitting weed. You don't know what's going to happen, so you're scared of what's going to happen. That's basically, that's at least, well, I keep repeating myself, at least that's my opinion. It's been 10 minutes already. I feel like I've ranted way too much in this video and it doesn't make absolutely any sense. I'm still going to post it though. So, we didn't get to drink the tea today. Took too much time talking shit. I guess the final subject is, like, it's relationships. Like I said, relationship with your best friend, with your family, and with your significant other. Eventually, if your significant other doesn't become that significant, it's not your fault. It's not their fault. It's just how the world works, man. It's not anybody's fault. It is somebody's fault if they don't realize it at the moment, or if they stay together for benefit. My cousin stayed with a bunch of his exes just because of benefits, or being scared or anything like that. That motherfucker is so hard to read. But yeah, man, just focus on yourself. By the way, if you're a teenager or if you're in your 20s, don't focus on everything but yourself, because you have to learn. And if you focus on yourself, you're going to be a dipshit because you don't know anything. So you can't figure out yourself until you learn about the rest of the world. So this particular sentence would be, this particular video, 30 plus years old, okay? You're fucked up in the head. You went through a lot of breakups. You did a bunch of drugs and you're all fucked up. Welcome to my channel.